Hello and welcome to Women's World. I am Kike Lomo Okeri and I've been flanked by my ever vibrant co-host Anita Patrick and Priscilla Obasi.
Yes, well, it's good to have you join us today.
Good to see you.
Always a delight to be here. I look forward to today's conversation. I'm so eager.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Me too. A lot to talk about
in women's world.
Women
are putting themselves in the front burner, so it's time to talk women.
Actually, today we turn the spotlight on a story that stretches across continents but echoes with one shared truth. African women continue to rise even in the face of deep-rooted suppression across Africa. Millions of women remain at the forefront of survival, fighting to own a land, access to education, participate in politics, and live free from violence. Yet, despite these orders, their resilience remains unbroken.
Well, from rural farmers in East Africa denied inheritance rights to young entrepreneurs in West Africa battling restrictive financial systems to activists in Southern Africa risking their lives to demand justice. The struggles are real, and so is the courage. Experts say patriarchy, harmful traditions, and weak institutions protections continue to limit women's freedom. And while global attention often arrives in moments of crisis and daily discrimination African women face is far less visible but more enduring.
Well, here on Women's World, we refuse to let these stories remain hidden. African women are not victims, they are visionaries. But for their dreams to fully materialize, the world must confront the suppression holding them back. This is not just an African issue, it is a global responsibility because when African women rise, entire nations rise with them.
Well, join us as we continue to amplify unbroken voices, challenge injustice, and celebrate the unstoppable power of African women right here on Women's World on global television. Well, we'll bring you all the exciting story about the unspoken voices. That will be after this timer. Please stay with us.
On the desk this evening, we have very topical issues to discuss, and of course,
welcome to your parliamentary program, The Parliament.
Peaceful and joyful home doesn't happen by chance. It is built on
women can rise beyond traditional boundaries to claim their rightful place as
very numerous committee, about more than 12 committees.
Festival is a program that comes to you once in a week at about this time where we look into issues and discuss them. It gives you the opportunity to
rural leaders in United
Welcome
Nigeria.
to Entertainment Circle. And trust me, today you're about to get entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sports here on Global Television.
Top Zone is that platform where we bring young and talented artists.
Stay tuned, stay inspired, stay with Global Television on DSTV Channel 365, on Star Times Channel 276.
Welcome back. It's good to have you back on Women's World on Global Television. Don't forget, we told you the issues around unbroken voices for women, especially African women. And to do justice to this issue is Coralita Yard, the founder, CEO, Covana. She is a successful businesswoman, entrepreneur, devoted mother and a grandmother who also serves as the vice president of IPADA Motherland, beckons for the Caribbean, as a passionate advocate for African advancement and gender equality from Barbados. Coralita has championed various initiatives promoting social progress, women's empowerment, and African development. Her tireless efforts have made a significant impact, inspiring others to join her pursuit of more equitable and prosperous future for Africa and its people. It's good to have you join us, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you live with us in the studio. Welcome to Women's World.
Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Carlita.
All right, I like the vibe. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you join us.
I'm excited.
Okay, I like the rundown. And did you see the vibrancy where she was speaking at the podium?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to have all of that in this conversation because it's women. We're very sure.
Absolutely.
So you could see the passion. Let's like I said, just to speak for the African women, and we want to hear you share your thoughts on what the women's perspective is.
What's fascinating for me is the fact that she's a grandma. With lots of experience, I tell you. I know she's bringing that to the table. Okay, ma'am. So let's go to the very first question. I think I want to take the lead on the question. Yes. Across Africa, women continue to, across Africa, women continue to push boundaries in politics, business, education, and community leadership. While progress is visible in many countries, with rising female participation in governance, expanding access to education, and growing economic inclusion, deep-rooted cultural norms, legal barriers, and economic inequalities still limit many women's opportunities. Against this backdrop of progress and persistent challenges, one key question emerges for me, and it is, how would you describe the current state of women's rights across Africa?
Wow.
Okay.
Should I say from my heart what I think and what we should do as women? Yes. We need to be bold, as we are. We need to say what we want and stop letting other people speak for us.
Okay.
It is time that we women have a seat at the table. And that has been lacking for too many years and for too long. It is time that we take our seat at the table and we express what it is that we really want. And let the men know we're not trying to push them aside, but we just need to have a seat at the table because we have a lot to offer. Women of Africa have a lot to offer. We are smart, we are bright, we are brilliant, we are well educated. And even though the men don't like to listen to us, this time has come for them to listen to us. Because a lot of stuff that's happening in Africa, I personally believe it would be better if we have women sitting at the table.
Okay. So go ahead, Brissy.
Okay, just to follow up on that question, something really pops up in my mind. Now, there has been a recent move, or not just recent, in time past we've heard of the feminist movement. A lot of people have come to counter that, it's that platform that gives women the opportunity of equality, to be able to harness their potentials, to be able to reduce the segregation when it comes to leadership and the woman. Now, people have misquoted this whole movement. A lot of people have, misunderstood, is the word. A lot of people have misunderstood the movement. What would you say to these men, that keeps misunderstanding the movement of women, being given fair opportunities to be able to maximize their potentials, especially in Africa,
To the men, we are not only baby mummies, we are not only wives, we are educated, we know what we want. We want to help you guys get it right, because so far you guys have not been getting it right. We want to be able to help you. We don't want to be the housewives. We want to be the housewives plus we want to use our other potentials to advance ourselves in this life for our children, for our nations. I just don't want to come home and wash the dishes. I don't want to wake up in the morning and make the breakfast. I want to be the businesswoman. I want to be the woman that can go there and help. But too many men just want us to be the housewives and the baby mamas. Those days are long over. It is time that we take our seat at the table and help contribute to society in the way that we can, not just by nursing a baby, but by having businesses, educating other women on how to maneuver in life and how to take care and take charge. We're not putting men aside, we just want equal. 100% men, 100% women. We want, when we have two together, we stand united. But if we don't have, if you're not going to support us, we're going to support ourselves, and we're going to go there and do it ourselves.
Okay, so there's a lot of suppressions when it comes to Africa. Just like you mentioned, women want to stand tall, women don't want to just sit in the house or in the bedroom, limits their mindsets or their creative participation in every sector of the economy. Because we have women doing greatly, especially African women. We've seen it across all fields. But what forms of suppressions do you think women need to break themselves out from? Because we go through a lot of suppression as African women.
Fear is the number one thing.
Okay.
Fear. Too many women fear their husbands, fear what society is going to say. What do you want to say as a woman? What are you feeling? Because most of us live for society. We don't really live for ourselves. We do things to please others. It is time that we do things to please ourselves with respect to our partners, but we have to live the life that we want to live. Many women die not fulfilling their dreams because they want to follow the rules that were set. They want to be the good wife and the good mother, so they neglect themselves, living a miserable life on the inside, but smiling on the outside, but in their hearts they're miserable. I want women to be bold enough to get up and say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I'm not leaving my husband, I'm not leaving my home, I'm not leaving my children. I just want to be able to contribute. I want to be able to do what I want to do, what makes me happy. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not happy, nobody's happy.
True.
And I'm pretending I'm wearing a mask, like most women do wear masks because it's politically correct. But it's not. Your true feelings and how you feel is what's most important. Too many of us die miserable, never getting to accomplish what we were sent here to accomplish because we wanted to fit in what society said.
Okay, how do you, what do you think in terms of cultural tradition, how does that contribute to women marginalization in society?
Well, I cannot really speak about the culture because I come from a different culture.
So let's talk about your culture.
Let's talk about your culture.
And then look at it from the African perspective.
Yes, okay.
You're an African.
Of course I am.
So let's talk about your culture.
I am African.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would say this. We in the Western world was taught the Western world ways.
Okay.
And that is something that pains me. Because me living in Africa now, there's some things I see in Africa that I wish we had known about. And I think that the breakdown in the Western world where the Africans are concerned It's because we did not have that. We missed that tradition, that upbringing. We missed that. But for me, as a African Caribbean, I did whatever I wanted to do. I decided that I wanted to have children, I wanted to have a business, and that is what I did. Because I thought I was not going to take orders from no man. I was going to contribute just like he did. We can have the good life, but you're not my master. You are my husband. You are my partner. So we have to work together. So I don't take orders. We compromise. We talk. And that's how I live my life. But here I found if my husband does not want it, I can't have it. If my husband says no, it is no. There's no compromising. And that part, I cannot fall into that part.
So has this affected you in any way? Your decision, your mindset? Do you think, how have you, been able to manage it, especially with society? Because a lot of women want to be bold, but sometimes the fear of other women even coming at you is a thing. You're not just facing men. Do you understand? You're facing other women, because not everyone has the mindset of this. So when you go against the norm, you receive the backlash from both men and women. So because of that fear, you are left to shrink. You are left to just do it the way society expects you to do it. How can we encourage women to be bolder? How were you able to live your life with your standards? How was your husband able to take it, and the environment you found yourself in? Because I don't want to believe that this is just an African thing.
It's not.
Like you build up to what you're saying. How did you break the barriers? What did you face in trying to build your life as a businesswoman?
I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. And from a very young age, I was about 15, living in America.
Okay.
And I moved back to Barbados. And I decided that I wanted to have my own business. So I had the way and the means of having my own business, so I did. It's called independence. Once you are independent, do you really think somebody can tell me how to live my life? I found a way to be independent. And we all can find ways to be independent.
Okay.
And not fair. And I'm one of these people, I do not care who you are. You cannot tell me what to do. If I do not believe in it, I will not do it. You could be whoever. As long as you're not Jesus. As long as you're not Jesus, I will not bow. I'm going to stand my ground and do what I want to do. Not hurting anyone, but just doing me. And a lot of women need to do that.
Have you faced any form of segregation because of this? My co-host kept doing, I
like the fact that you have to show that, because this is I like the fact that we're talking Barbados, we're talking Nigeria, we're talking Africa. So we have different cultures, we have different backgrounds.
Let me tell you what my man friend said to me. Because I'm single. Now, my man friend said to me, you're stubborn. You're never going to get a husband. And I go, you know what? I don't really care if I'm going to put up with that. I prefer to stay by myself.
Okay. So can we say you sacrificed the African man or the men around, because you sacrificed not to, because I mean this is the reality of a lot of women.
I sacrificed, yes I did.
That is the reality.
Because I love me.
So I see that you chose you over time and how these things play out for you. But let's look at the fact that society also plays a part in all of this. So let's look at society way of embracing the choices you made. Have you been threatened by the kind of silent treatment they give you Because like you mentioned, I've gotten that a lot. You're stubborn. You're too. What's the word they use? God, that's perfect. You're too forward. You're too stubborn. So society plays a role for women, especially African women, because just like you mentioned, when the husband says you can do this, you can do this, but it starts with the women discovering themselves and saying,
that's true.
It is me, just like you chose you. So I want to know how you're able to manage through society in the African perspective.
Living in Africa now.
You're living in Africa now. You're no longer in the European land.
Well, living in Africa now, I say I will never marry an African man because he can't control me. I'm never getting married to an African man because he can't control me.
So right now, what we see right now is the African mentality playing, or the role the African men playing. That's what it looks like right now. Because you have a choice. You've grown, you've built yourself over the years with the fact that you've been independent. Because if you have in the African culture, women who want to be independent don't want to stay under a man's roof.
Exactly. But I think she has just established that she's daring enough to not mind what anyone says.
That's what I'm saying, because she's able to do it in
I think it's something that can apply to every woman. You make your choices, choose your fight. Do you understand? Choose your battle.
Choose your battle.
Choose your battle.
Yes.
Do I want to just live a life that, okay, I'm fine, I love myself, I'm okay, I don't mind what anyone says. I don't mind the
let me be honest with you. Yes. Many times they said, Jesus save me. Please, I beg. And you know what I'm saying? I would say like, okay, oh, I need a husband. And I said, God, you know your daughter ain't gonna put up with this crap, so save me.
Okay. Can I be realistic with the question? How have you been able to cope?
What keeps you going?
What keeps you going?
What keeps you standing?
Do you ever feel
a man?
Yes, but like, do you ever feel like, oh God, I need, no matter how this man will think, do I just succumb? Have you ever felt like, do I just give it a try, or do I go back?
I can hop on the jet and take my credit cards and find a store. Wow, I am good for the moment.
Okay, so she's able to build herself, her strength to manage through the whole issue around that.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, it's lonely.
It is obviously.
But the stress of a man.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's real than the love.
It's real. I love men. Don't get me wrong.
It's not the men. It's about a husband. Do you understand? It's not about men. It's about the African mentality in a husband, because I mean you cannot just go about bossing every woman you see around the street because you are a man. Do you understand? But there's this African thing that says if you are married to a woman, she's totally under your control. She doesn't have a say of her own. She has to seek you to do stuff. You have to approve of everything she wants to do, and that is the African thing she's talking about, not just the general.
So, but I think just like she said, until Africa understands the place of compromise, where there's a dialogue, where there's discussion, before that narrative can change.
Yes. We're not any close. That's the reality. We're far away from it. Yes, we have feminists rising up saying, with the Gen Zs, you can see them, expressing the fact that a lot of them don't want to get married anymore. We have them, but we still have our mothers speak to them saying, no, you cannot. I married and you must marry. Even all those kind of stuff. I did it and you must do it. We still have people rising, but we have people suppressing them. Okay. Do you understand?
So what's your thoughts? Basically, I see you're trying to raise. Let's have you.
You have to know your own identity.
It's true.
Because my mother got married and had a wonderful life. Doesn't mean that I want to get married. And I said from the onset, and God heard me. I said, God, 2 children, lots of money, successful business, no husband. And God answered my prayer. Oh my God. Can I say this? Then I said, God, reverse that. Give me a husband now. And then I see my friends and I see people in their homes and their relationships and their husbands, and I'm like, So you chose my credit card.
So in your own opinion, before we go on break, in your own opinion, how can African women support one another in the fight against suppression?
We have to put fear aside and be bold and brilliant as we are and stand up and speak our minds. Okay. We have to communicate with our husbands and let them know how we really feel and what's really going on in our lives. And I find that communication is key to any and everything. Doesn't have to be, no matter what you're doing, it is key. And most times, women, or let's say my husband, he brings home apples every day. And I'm like, I hate apples, but he never asks me, and I never tell him. And we're miserable together, and I'm not saying why, he's not saying why. Then one day, he brings home 3 oranges and 3 apples. I'm happy. He's happy. So the key to everything I find is communication. Because sometimes men really want to make sure that their wives are happy. But if you think he's doing it the right way and she's being silent and just taking everything that he's dishing out, what does he know? He can't read her mind. He's not Jesus. So if she goes to him in a nice way and explains to her husband, I'm convinced that some men will listen. And we women know to get men to listen.
Yeah, we know how to do it.
We know to do it.
But a lot of women it's not for the fact that they do not like to communicate, but there's a thing that Africa has sold to them. There are things you don't talk about. Because even if you say it, you get a no. Automatically, you know that this cannot work. Yeah. You get. So sometimes.
So what should I say? Pray and fast?
No. Africans always pray. That's what we say. Just
recite the Bible
on your knees.
Go and pray for your husband. Okay, let me ask this one. Do you think a man has a role and a woman has a role in a relationship?
Of course.
What do you define as partnership?
Partnership is unity. Partnership is sharing. Partnership is not 50. I don't call it 50-50. I call it 100-100.
Okay.
So we build together.
Okay.
We work together.
Okay.
We talk about every single thing. The difference between being raised in the Caribbean and here, now outside forces have no right in me and my husband's marriage. So where I find here, my husband's mom come to my house and stay for as long as she likes. That don't happen in the Caribbean, darling. How long is she gonna be here for? Time for her to go. My family is myself, my 2 kids, my husband. That's my domain. Mama want to come and visit? Fine. But mama can't come live. Daddy can't come live. Uncles and aunts and cousins can't come live. Because my family is my family. That's the one thing I wish we had in the Caribbean, where we had family. So I build my house for me and my family, which is my husband, my wife, my children, and the dog.
And the dog.
And the cat. But not
the extended family.
Not the extended family. The extended family can come and visit. They can come and have a party. They can come and have dinner.
But you can't leave.
But you can't leave. And mama have no say in my house. She'll be asked to leave.
Okay.
She'll be asked to leave. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'll be honest though. I wish
the Caribbean speak
that
African,
the
Nigerian
African, Caribbean people, we had that family. Because I went to go to the village, everybody, your sister. So I'm confused. Is this really your sister? Is this your brother? Is this really your brother? You live like a nice, good community. Everybody's brother, everybody's sister, mama, everybody. But no, we don't. So I built my house. I've got 2 kids, myself. I probably build 1 extra room in my house for guests. But guests don't stay. Guests come and leave.
So that's why I build the house.
That's why I build a house for me and my family. But here, I have people who have houses that have 7, 8 bedrooms because their aunt's going to come, their mother, this, that. And then they come, they stay as long as they like and nobody says anything. No.
Interesting. That's the difference between. That's where you have the cultures playing out.
Yes.
And I like the fact because we're talking Africa, so we get to understand the shared values, the understanding, the community, the beauty of the family and the community. But all of this is part of what's making women's world beautiful. And so far, the voices you've heard today are unbroken. Trust me, they are powerful, they are unstoppable, but they should not stand alone. To policymakers, protect women, to communities, uplift women, to the world. Listen to the women, because when African women rise, nation rise with them. Thank you so much. We've been speaking with Corelita Yad, who understands how the African narrative should be for women and the unbroken voices, and the fact that women need to confront the suppression that comes in, especially fear, just like she mentioned. Well, it's an amazing talk here on Women's World, but we still have a lot to talk about on the other side of this break. Please stay with us because we'll be right back.
A very good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of Big Talk. Tonight on the program,
as always, it's a pleasure to have you join us here on Global Morning. I am Uyi Alpo.
You know how we do it on Teacher Post Extra, bringing you all the...
On the desk this evening, we have very topical issues to discuss, and of course...
Welcome to your parliamentary program, The Parliament.
Peaceful and joyful home doesn't happen by chance. It is built on...
Women can rise beyond traditional boundaries to claim their rightful place as
a numerous committee, about more than 12 committees.
Festival is a program that comes to you once in a week at about this time, where we look into issues and discuss them. It gives you the opportunity to
role leaders in United
Welcome
Nigeria.
to Entertainment Circle. And trust me, today you're about to get entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sports here on Global Television.
Top Zone is that platform where we bring young and talented artists.
Stay tuned, stay inspired, stay with Global Television on DSTV Channel 365, on Star Times Channel 276.
It's good to have you back on Women's World. This is the second segment of Women's World and the program where we spotlight the stories, resilience, and the rights of women across the globe. In this second segment, we'll be discussing a lot. At this point, we'll turn our attention to one of the most urgent global challenges, the economic rights of women displaced by conflict.
Yeah, and that is from losing access to livelihood, land, shelter, and documentation, to navigating new systems of survival in displacement camps. Millions of women, especially widows, single mothers, and women without male support systems, face a daily battle to reclaim their dignity.
Many are marginalized not only by the conflict, but cultural, legal, and gender bias that limit their economic rights. But what does this really empowerment looks like for women on the move, and how can institutions restore this right in ways that are sustainable? And just to help us unpack this question is still our mother,
a grandma who's speaking from experience, and all the excitement she needs to unpack for us. Don't forget, we still have Corelita Yad with us in the studio, and she'll be talking to us about women's strengths in terms of economic rights or empowerment to inclusive policies when it comes to the conflict zone areas. Don't forget, we have a lot of IDPs, and who's more affected, trust me, is women and children, especially in Africa. Let's use Nigeria majorly, following the issue of insecurity. Yes, she's not Nigerian, but she understands the African challenges, and we need to understand how women can go through this phase and still be independent or find a way of livelihood, because like she said, she chooses herself first, and she wants women to choose themselves?
Okay, let's start off with this question. I'd like to be the first to answer. So when conflict erupts, women are often the first to lose property, income, and social protection. Let's talk about the African context. Of course, that's the focus. Now, from your field of experience, what does economic displacement look like for women in Africa today?
What I've seen
is
devastating. And I can only speak from what I would like to do to help women to rise. I would like for the women who've already made it and who've already climbed the ladder to reach back and pull up and empower and talk to women, and we help them not only by talking, because we can talk, but talking doesn't pay the bills. We have to do programs, in some cases give money to help people rise, because being independent is one of the best feelings in the world. Being able to support your family and go about your daily life, to do the basic things is one of the best feelings you can have in the world. And I find that too many people here in Africa, they rise and they forget the people at the bottom. And I would like to see, even though there are many who help, but not enough is helping. And we have to make sacrifices. I'm one who believes in making sacrifices to help your brothers and your sisters. We have to, because we are in this together. Because at the end of the day, all of us want the same thing out of life. We all want happiness.
True.
You and I both want the same thing: a good family, a good life, and be happy, be able to pay our bills, travel, pay school fees. So why do I think that I'm the only one to have it? So I would like to see more care and more concern for the people who don't have. We find a way to help them to rise on their feet, to stand up and be strong, so they can do the things that they need to do. Everybody can never be rich or be wealthy, but we all can be comfortable.
Exactly.
That's quite deep.
Okay. Now we can be comfortable, but there's a whole lot of questions that many will ask, because, like you said, it's the right of pulling people from their places of suffocation, stress, the psychological trauma they go through, the phase of life which they had not envisaged they were going to see at some point of displacement, and restoring their dignity and giving them right, just like the farmers who were supposed to go to the farmlands and they get displaced because they can't get to that. But when we have people who are comfortable, I'm using the word comfortable now because wealth is not...
comfort is the basics.
It's the basics, So we can rise them, do programs to get them back, get stability, because one thing that is important for anybody in life is your ability to be empowered, and that's the basic. Maybe to have your basic needs. But let's come down to many displaced women say the biggest challenge is not just losing income, but losing the tools that help them earn farmlands, market access, even documentation. How critical is restoring these assets in rebuilding their economic independence? I'm asking you that. So I'm looking at that. So we've spoken about that, but I want to get to a picture.
What strategy?
So what strategy? What's the critical thing they should do in terms of assessing that?
To get them to regain what they've lost.
Yes.
They have to go back and start from the beginning.
Okay.
Because they've lost it, but we have to be there to help them to go back and regain what they have lost.
Okay.
So we have to have that network that is willing to help.
Okay.
Because everybody in life needs help. So we cannot, when these particular women lose their income and lose their tools, we, the ones who have it, should help.
And not leave them behind, right?
And do not leave them behind. And I also want to say this. We do not have to wait for government handouts. And we need to get away from that. We have to help ourselves. And stop saying, government promised me this, government going to do this. No.
Exactly.
What are you going to do for yourself? So if government promised you a piece of land and you find go and work the land till you get what you want from government. But stop depending on government for everything. And that's a problem. We depend too much on government. We need to help each other. For all the rich folk out there who got all this money, help your brothers and sisters. Because, baby, when you die, you can't take it with you. So you have to help. We have a set of people. I'm saying we cannot help everybody.
Yeah.
We cannot. But do your part. And that's what I would like to see people doing in Africa, doing their part. What's the sense you having $50 million sitting down in a bank account and you're miserable? Take some of that money and watch somebody grow. Help people build their lives. We were once there. Because you get there doesn't mean you have to kick the ladder down. Just pull up one person, next person, pull up another person, and we can live. I bet you, if I had to go to any bandit, robber right now and say, listen, here's $50,000. I'm going to help you build a business. I'm going to help you become successful. He will put on his gun. No man wants to be living that life. Nobody wants to live that life. But desperation, like women, desperation. When they have babies to feed and they have no money, they do the unthinkable. You understand? And we have to stop them from doing the unthinkable by helping them with what resources we have. I know many people say, it's not my business. It is your business, because we are all human. We are all Africans. We all want better. Or we should want better for each other. We have to find a way to help each other. Instead of watching people suffer on a daily basis, help them. I've seen people throw away food, clothes, instead of helping. Those things pain me. I'm an African, I'm hurt because of what I see my sisters and brothers go through on a daily basis. Not all of them, because some of them can do better, but they refuse to do better. But I'm talking about the ones who really want the help, who really need the help. We have to find a way to help them.
Okay. Can I just show this? There are situations where I think, women are, in a situation where they're messed up. And sometimes other women try to reach out to them, or they have people trying to help them. But some of them are stuck to a kind of mentality and wants to keep...
Shame.
Shame.
Keeps women in bondage. Shame. I will say this, okay. I have something in my heart that I want to do, and this lady was saying to me, shame kept her hidden because too many women are abused. Too many. And there's a program that I want to do that I want to help them, especially the African women who are in the Arab countries. My heart goes out to them. I want to go and bring them back to whatever African country they come from. And one lady from one of those Arab countries said to me, the shame of coming back empty-handed.
Starting all over.
When her family thought that she would have been providing. How can she come back? So she prefers to stay there and continually be abused instead of coming back home. So I thought about doing a program where I go and get them, bring them back, make sure I have something for them to come back to. That doesn't matter how big or how small, coming back to something. So we have to, most women are ashamed. It's like your husband's beating you on a daily basis, you're ashamed. You come to work, oh, what happened to your eye? Oh, the door hit me in my face this morning. You're ashamed. We carry a lot of shame. And it stops us from going forward.
That's deep.
Very deep. It's high time we fix it. Exactly. In conflict setting, economic vulnerability increases of exploitation, especially the women living in the IDP or refugee camp. What would you say are the practical steps that can immediately help transform their economic situation?
Money.
Money? She says money. Money speaks.
Who gives the money? Do we have enough money to go around?
Do you have enough money to go around?
Do you want me to answer you about enough money to go around in this Africa, in this continent? We have more than enough.
Wow.
This continent is the richest continent in the whole world. We have 1.6 billion Africans, and not one should be greedy. Sorry, not one should be hungry. But unfortunately, it is not being shared properly. Equally. But we have the ability, and two things for me that I see killing in Africa: greed and integrity.
Okay.
We don't have it, and then we allow the outside people to come in and dangle a carrot in your face, and you take the carrot, not knowing that you own the whole farm with all the carrots. But we allow these people to come in and come in to make my people, talk down to my people, treat my people badly, and we sit back and watch it. It is time that we say no. It is time that we look after our own. It is time that we take care of ourselves. Because back in the day, our forefathers, before they came and stole us, they took care of their own. So we need to go back to our roots.
Okay.
We can't begin, but we can start over.
Okay, so when we talk about starting all over and looking at how this can go better, just like you mentioned, Africa is the richest continent in all phases. Looking at the money that people shouldn't go. Don't forget, greed plays a very, very big role in the Africa space.
Oh, yes.
And that's one challenge that needs to be fixed. Until that is fixed,
are we going to pray them out, honey?
Africa likes to pray, of course, we know, but let's look at the positive way of how these things can change. Let's look at interventions. Do you think the government is ready to do enough interventions? I'm looking at Africa as a whole. You've worked across Africa's space and all that. So what beautiful small scale, let's say some interventions work beautifully on a small scale, but collapse when expanded. From your perspective, what capable model can deliver a long-term economic empowerment for displaced women across Africa? Because we have women across. I know we had a conversation before coming set about the Libyans and how a lot of Africans have been trapped.
Yes.
Which are areas trying to make ends meet, get a living and all of that. But for African woman who's in conflict zone, for instance, how do you think she can navigate through all of this? What kind of economic plan long term can be made for them?
In all honesty, when people are trapped in the war zone,
yes,
that's why we need the governments to step up and help their people. Because you and I can't go in the war zone. We be just another president. But governments need to understand that their people are in the war zones and they're suffering. And we need to be bold enough to go and say, listen, you have my people. Give me my people. These are mine. Right now, in Libya, the amount of Africans in Libya as modern day slaves is unbelievable. And nobody's talking about it. And I will say this because women and babies are there.
And they suffer a lot.
And they are suffering beyond belief. So it's better now we step back. We're going to offer help, but government, the forces, they need
to come up.
Because if I was the president, honestly, and you have my people, I'm going to go for my people. If you tell me my people can't come to your country, but then yours can't come to mine. You have to fight for your people. Too many Africans are being displaced all over the world, and we keep quiet on a daily basis. The women are abused, and we keep quiet.
Okay. Well, it's been a lot of deep thoughts. It's high time this narrative changes. It is high time women understand how being entrapped to all of these things and how the foreign bodies, just like you mentioned, need to lend a helping hand to see that this narrative changes.
Yes.
If we want to see women empowered, just like you mentioned, we have women across the African continent or even in the Western world who are really trapped and going through a phase that needs to change. And you've mentioned the issue of fear. Fear has kept a lot of women from putting themselves in the front burner or the spotlight when they can even leverage on opportunities to build themselves. African cultures, different narratives, a whole lot of that is also changing the things that needs to come to solve for a lot of women. Akike?
All right, thank you for sharing your insight and for the work you continue to do in protecting the rights of women displaced by conflict.
Well, the fight for economic justice is not just about income, it's about dignity, safety, and the right to rebuild.
And for millions of displaced women, restoration of economic rights is the first step towards reclaiming their future.
Well, all right, thank you so much for watching Women's World on Global Television. It's not going right now.
It was an emotional episode.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Rita. It's good to have you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's an amazing one here. We say, do have a lovely, lovely, lovely day ahead of you.
Yeah.
All right, do join us again on Global Television next week as we continue to spotlight the issues that shape the lives of women everywhere. We say bye-bye from me and my vibrant co-host, Anita Patrick and Priscilla Obasi. We say bye-bye.
Bye.